Yo, what's up everybody? Friends, family, it's your boy Jin. I am honored to be kicking off this big bad Game-a-Thon with one of my favorite NES games, Rad Gravity, and while you will see, and if you've played this game you know, there are a lot of bad, nasty elements to it, but for everyone else's sake, luckily the speedrun is fantastic. Fantastic, and it's sad that nobody else is experiencing this. So, we're gonna do 100% because it shows off a lot more of the good stuff. So we'll just kick this off right away, not waste any more time. In 3, 2, 1, yeah, I know. It's grating. So the story here is we are in this sort of semi-open galaxy and we need to go around and deactivate these evil CompuMind computers that are being controlled by the Dark Wizard Agathos. So we're gonna kind of travel through planet to planet. A couple things to note in this game: there are some funky mechanics. The game kind of has constant ice physics, which I call rad momentum, where when you stop pressing a button for horizontal movement, Rad will just continue to move anyway. And sometimes this causes problems where if you're moving up like a ladder type block system, what will happen is you'll jump to one and you don't want to go forward, but what will happen is you'll jump a second time and your character will kind of just get pushed forward anyway, even though you're not holding forward, and get thrown into a pit. So there's a lot of annoying stuff like that that'll happen, or it'll cause you to get caught on walls. The other mechanic, secret room by the way, is what I call Rad Gravity, and that is what we're going to see here. If you hold the jump button, you'll fall at a slower rate, allowing you to get some horizontal movement compared to otherwise. And I just did some abuse here of their iframes when they're attacking. You can kind of just slip through them. There's a lot of stuff going to be happening. I'm going to try and keep up with it as best I can, but it's a very fast-paced game and a lot to explain. But first thing we need to do is get a better weapon other than the knife. So now we just picked up the gun. And we're just going to make our way through this. If you look at what looks to be windows, it kind of looks like a space station, but the game is showing it as a different part of the planet. I don't know what the deal is there. I'm just going to damage boost to that guy, use that to our benefit. Oh, not good enough. Really tight kind of damage boost through them. You gotta duck at just the precise moment. But because we're doing 100%, we're going to be able to do a lot of fun damage boost through this area. I don't actually know what happened there. And we can just basically walk our way right through everything. This is kind of the most technical level in the game. It requires the most amount of like input, concentration, not falling into those pits. And we just want to move through, get rid of everything along the way. And we're going to go do some IT. Through here, grab this next health upgrade. So already in this first level we've gained 3 extra health upgrades. And now we're going to go into the computers here. We need to deactivate these security pins that were charging the electrical fields on the bottom of the level. And we just got to make our way through the internet. A little bit of backstep pausing there. Now we want to try and line these guys up on the far right. Nice. Get this one. Oh, no, okay, that's alright. Good pins. Sometimes these things, they move real fast, and if you miss, then they start going all over the place and it's hard to keep up. So now that we've deactivated the security system, we're just going to kind of move along. So a lot of the premise of this game is you're going to find these computers and they're going to give you teleport locations to different planets and different wormholes basically. And we're going to use that to travel through. Now there are certain things you need to do certain levels, but for the most part this game is kind of open world. Nice, got one. So what I'm going to try and do here is jump on the exact same frame the text box comes up, and it'll skip me. Missed that one. It'll skip me to the other end of the tile during the text box and save a couple frames. voila, we just got a bunch of teleport locations to various places, but unfortunately somebody has stolen our little iRobot. So now we gotta get him back. This is the second level of the game. It is also the hardest level in the game. I had the pleasure of watching a Kuso Grand match or some similar thing where they were doing a goal from the beginning of the game, and the first level took a while, but once you get here, it's really the wall. We want to jump up, try and manipulate this guy to the left. These dudes are super annoying. Please don't. If they land on your head, they'll stay there and do persistent damage, and you gotta squish them against the ceiling to get them off. I'm just gonna move that guy to the left while we wait for the bubble. Now, up here is a secret area. Just wait a sec for this bubble. Put this health up. Sometimes this next bubble comes immediately, which is nice. Hold this one down so we can use it later. But sometimes it doesn't. It's just kind of RNG. And it'll instead kind of wait the whole time as if it had gone all the way up and not been popped. That'd be nice. So now we're just gonna take out this motor off screen that stops conveyor, grab a robot, and we out of here. So now we're gonna get our first look at the actual galaxy. We're gonna take the Stargate over. Now, you get two options here. We're going to take Turvia. The other option, what the game intends, is for you to go to the dinosaur planet and get the bombs. Now, even though it's 100%, we are not going to get the first level bombs, and I'll explain why in a bit. But for now, upside down. Make sure this dolphin don't get me. Good boy. Try and jump at the last second and clip through that bubble. Nice. So, we're going to go pick up the gun upgrade here, which is going to allow us to shoot in multiple directions. And we're going to attempt a frame pixel perfect near TAS only trick. If we fail, it's going to lose 10 seconds. If we get it, we're going to gain 40. And we got it! Oh my god! World record. What's up? You saw it here first. I've never gotten that in an actual run. So yeah, you're not intended to do that. That thing's supposed to block you and kill you. Whew. Oh baby, the pressure's on now. Let's give this cow some sloppy kisses for luck. But yeah, so the reason we're not going to get those bombs is the way this game works is there's sort of different levels of upgrades. So for example, there's 4 levels of armor, and if I get the level 3 armor before getting the level 2 armor, the level 2 armor will no longer be available to pick up. So I've sort of gone with like Legend of Zelda Link to the Past 100% rules, where it reflects your final menu and how much health you have. Otherwise, if a guy wanted, you could do like a true 100%. Some slippery movement. Oh no, missed it. These guys are kind of RNG anyway after their initial movement. Just gonna use this battery to grab this weird device. One cycle this bubble and away we go. And now we're going to return this device, which is going to restore gravity. And grab this secret health over here. Now if you go to the right, you can get access to the second level armor, but as I explained, we won't be doing that. Alright, now we're going to head on over to this planet where the game intends you to have bombs, but if you're clever, you can get by without. Look at these birds. Keep your room down here. There's SGQ in different colored blocks there. I'm guessing that's some sort of dev initials. So you're supposed to have bombs for this room and these guys, but if you're lucky, just take that guy out with the gun and kind of tank your way through the rest. And in this world, we'll be getting the upgraded bombs. Now here's the spot where you need rad gravity. If you are not holding the jump button down when you fall through that pit, you will not make it to the platform there and get into this room. Likewise, if you're not holding the jump button here, you will not make it to those platforms. Backstep pause, backstep pause, and there we go. Now we're going to take a secret room up here, and we're going to jump, otherwise these guys will clip you in the toes. And into the secret room where we're going to get the upgraded bomb. Oh, this game is very scary. Everything is death. Every jump is death. Backstep pause. If I don't make these backstep pauses, it's death. Okay, if I accidentally shoot up, it's death. Gotta do the ritual, set the RNG. These clouds, those clouds. No way to not get hit by that bird. Oh, I'm scared. Do I do this crazy strat? I feel like I need to go to the moon here. Let's do it. Nice. Yeah, I'm going to try and manipulate this pattern by entering this door on the farthest right pixel, facing left. This guy should break down on the far left platform if done right. He did not. This is not good. So these are the troll bots. You gotta keep... No, no, no! Oh, that's bad. Ruined. So I try to manipulate the pattern so that guy breaks down the left. You gotta keep one away from the other. No, no, this is not good. Okay, this is why I call them the troll bots. This fight can take like 15 seconds or it can take like 5 minutes, depending on how these guys want to go. Okay, this is good. This is what we want. Easy pattern. We're good. Wow, that was a little bit unfortunate, but we still on Recce pace, no problem. And now we're gonna reactivate one of those crazy computers. And we're gonna get on out of here. And now we're gonna be introduced to a very interesting mechanic, very frustrating mechanic. We've hit an asteroid belt. So we gotta go through this asteroid field and get this part from this ship, because our ship is broken now. And movement is controlled by the direction you shoot. No, stop. And you also need to be very precise in between these rocks. And we through, no problem, easy peasy. Whew. And now we get introduced to the Troll Bomb Mini. Now sometimes you can hit enemies with the bomb through the floor, sometimes you can't. But if you're holding up, you can change the trajectory of your bomb and that'll clip it further into the floor and guarantee that you can hit something through it. We just gotta go through with these keys. Troll up, be kind. Nice. Go through with these keys, deactivate these barriers, and find this part. Oh, hello, put the key in. Pay attention, Jin, this is why we can't have good PBs. Right, grab the next key. Luckily, if you know what you're doing, you don't have to do all the key business. Just wait a second here. Slip on up here. Out of the way. Ooh. Got that teleport location on the way. And now we're about to be introduced to an interesting mechanic. I'm going to wait this out. You can make a tight jump there and get to it, but I don't want to risk it. Now, we just picked up the teleporter, and we're going to use this teleporter to go through the wall. You're intended to go over, destroy this acid to kill that thing, and get access to the part that way, but now we got the teleporter. So now we broke the game. So for some reason, in the North American release, if you duck while next to a wall, you can just place the teleporter into the wall. This unfortunately doesn't work in the PAL version, but there is another way to clip with the teleporter in the PAL version. Now we come to a very dangerous place. Even with all this health, these guys will most certainly one-hit me. Those guys out. But we need to backtrack to this place for a very important item. Teleporter. Upcoming is the intended use of this teleporter. Go through this gap. No! 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 How unfortunate. Which it is. Easy game, not easy. Oh, I missed it. Yeah, we'll just do the baby strat just to be safe. No, no, no. Shook. I'm shook now. Okay, get it together. Goal! Okay. Back to the task at hand. Easy game, not easy. Okay, everything's good. It's okay. Life is good. I'll tuck myself in this corner so as not to trigger those guys early. There's some evil creatures lurking in the floor here. These pillars. Unfortunately, you gotta take these guys out. They're super annoying and they cause a lot of lag if you just try and leave them on screen. And, I mean, we have the first level armor still, so they also do a lot of damage. So now, we're coming up on this very interesting boss. You're supposed to lure him over to that red thing there and shoot lava to kill him. Instead, what we're gonna do here is kind of teleport through, skip him, don't need to fight him. And now we got another really cool item. Alright. Now we're gonna head back and wrap up the rest of these planets that we skipped. Including this dinosaur one, which, I mean, like, you could do like a true 100% and kind of do things in a more forced order, but you'll see why you don't want to do that, because then that means you got to come to this planet and do this planet without the things I'm about to do this planet with. And if you've played this game before, you know how annoying this planet is, so I'm just going to throw that there, clip into the floor with it, which is the K2 PAL skip. That's the only way to clip into the floor with the teleporter in the PAL version, but it comes in handy in this version as well. Now we're going to use this platform, which just lets us walk on this platform. You can't really see it because I'm above screen, to skip this entire annoying key maze and these laggy ants. Scoop up this health and we out. Now head back to that other galaxy and wrap up these planets. Both, like this next planet and the one after it, are some of the longest planets in the game, but because of the teleporter and the platform, we can just break them wide open. So for this planet, you're supposed to throw the teleporter on the ground and let these guys take it underground and lead you through this big old maze and plug the hole so you can get past those guys. But obviously no. So I'm going to come on up here, and there's a secret health here. This is also where the third armor upgrade is if you keep going left. Flip in here and grab the secret health, and we're done with this awful level. Yeah, and it looks like some more initials stuck inside those blocks there, but can't quite make them out. Alright, wrapped. Done. And we'll make quick work of this one too. On this planet, you meant to go all the way to the left, take this elevator down, go through this big old maze, all to get into this room. But we're already in this room. We'll just get the teleport location for the other side of the planet, no problem. And, oh no, we're already there. And boom. This level also has a fair-sized maze to it. So we'll just skip all that. Through that barrier, I'm going to jump to despawn this little sweeper thing on the ground. Just because they can shoot randomly and it's kind of annoying. Flip through here, I'm going to pull out my knife. We're going to fight this boss with my knife. Or we're not. We'll reactivate this computer. Grab the final gun upgrade. And off to the final planet. Hey, no, no, D-pad, what? I pressed right, I swear to God. D-pad's kind of stiff. Alright, now if you've played this game, you know this final dungeon is probably the worst final dungeon in video game history. That is no exaggeration. And we're gonna make an absolute joke of it. This is like the Temple of Doom in space. Times 10. First things first, we're going to do a very minor time save with a screen wrap here. That doesn't look good. Recovered! Now, who needs to go through this garbage? We got the platform, we'll just abuse that. So first you got the darts and the spikes and the walls of knives and all that junk. We don't do that. Just skip through right to the door room. And then you've got the evil room of doors. And the big, like, tunnel, the vertical tunnel full of Yoku blocks. We'll just skip through all the doors. right to here, skip through here. We'll leave this here like intended. Inside here, we're gonna find the final armor upgrade. And now for the impossible to find final boss who's hidden inside this wall. Now we count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, ha ha ha, 7 bomb. So every 7 shots, 1, we're gonna throw a bomb. And now his rate of fire, 4, is determined by 5, 6, how many times his head moves up and down, 1. At this height, you see his head bobbing pretty quickly. 3. If I was on the lower level, his head would move up and down at a slower rate, and ooh, dangerous. It would make the fight a lot slower. We'll basically just stand here and do this 47 times or whatever. I think it's 7 hits. But then it gets dirtier. I'll stop counting, this should be it, right? 1, 2, ha ha ha, 3, wah ha ha, 4, ka ka ka, 5, 6, 7. How wholly uninspired. This is actually casually, this fight can be a nightmare. If you get him moving around all over the place, when he moves, you can manipulate. There's a faster strat, but it's very hard to do. You can manipulate him to fire more by getting him to move back and forth, but it's wild. But now when he comes down, if you don't hit him, he will reset his pattern and you gotta do the whole thing over again. Now the final thing. So it turns out the evil wizard Agathos wasn't a bad guy, it was our computer the whole time. So this fight is kind of annoying. I have, oh no, I've developed a decent strategy for it. I'm at a not very good height here. This should be okay. Oh, get patterns off. That's not good. So the pattern got off because I'm a few pixels. Timer will be coming up by the way, but pattern got off because I'm a few pixels too low than I normally would. But you can manipulate him. Boom. Time. Took me a while to figure that strategy out. There is a task for this game. The task does this fight in 38 seconds. The proper strat does it in 40. So I'm pretty happy with what I came up with, all things considered. And that's Rad Gravity. And thanks everybody for watching. It's unfortunate that we got the frame perfect trick, but had some awful deaths in Volcania, but that's Rad Gravity. It's a brutal game. Appreciate everybody. Thanks Big Bad Game-a-Thon for letting me showcase this and kicking off the marathon. When you beat the game, if you want to know the ending, you beat the game unless you have the manual, which has a really cool comic in it. But if we just give it just a good 10 seconds, I got a real treat before we kick this off. We got some time, right? So for an NES game, there's a very exciting thing coming up. Listen carefully.
Farewell till we meet again.
That NES soundbite. Thanks again, guys. Stay tuned. We got some more bad games, good bad games. You know how it is. Coming up. I'll throw it back to the hosts. Thanks all. Take care.